Such a rarity.
Boo.
We've witnessed not only a rarity as far as winning a football game, but a rarity in a first-time starting quarterback winning a football game. Welcome to the post-game show. The Browns are winners today.
Yeah. Scott Hansen just rattled off all the quarterbacks that have lost their first game with the Browns.
It's just a never-ending thing. But an interesting, it's always interesting for me to watch games, and I'll be very, very honest with you. I do not trust the NFL. I think it is a corrupt sport. I think gambling has destroyed whatever merit there is to watching it. They basically move the ball down the field for the Raiders.
Yep.
And it's obvious what they're doing. And the referees are making bizarre calls. They call going low on the quarterback and a guy who hits the quarterback in the thigh. I mean, they're doing whatever they can to do their part. And I'm going to say two things about Browns players: investigate Jerry Jeudy and investigate Miles Harden, because these two players are doing things that are not normal. The touchdown, if you watch the ISO on that, and I hope that it will be up online, you have a zone that you're covering, and there's only one man in that zone, and he's just moving toward the end zone, and Miles Harden just stops and watches him.
Wow.
Just absolutely stops. The interference call against Denzel Ward,
that was appalling,
completely contrived. You can't believe the guy had stopped running.
That was appalling.
An uncatchable ball. But again, all I can say is that corruption is the word of the day in the United States of America, in our government, in our athletics, in our social media. Corrupt, corrupt, corrupt. And money is the main reason that all of this corruption is happening. Not the fact that people shouldn't be able to make money, but hoarding money and doing whatever it is that you need to do to make more money is a bad thing. You saw Jimmy Haslam up there in the owner's booth.
Yeah, with his son-in-law and Andrew Berry all sitting like 3 feet apart from each other.
And all he's doing is just texting on the phone. This is not a man who's even involved. Even Art Modell, he pretended that he was excited when they won, and he stick his hand out to whomever would shake his filthy paw. But this guy, he on his phone, he's a fucking hillbilly. And I'm getting all of this out of my system now because I don't trust the league. I don't believe in the league. And when I see these types of calls being made at a point where the game was already won and the only thing that there was left to win is for the gamblers.
Spread. Yeah,
that's right.
I have no idea what the live spread was on that, last drive by the Raiders, but if it was like 14 or something, it would have made a difference in it. So, whatever.
Yeah. Now, to talk about the game itself, what I'm going to say is not exactly deep. Okay. If you have a quarterback who can technically beat you deep in the field, you have to account for it. If you have a midget quarterback who has no arm strength, you don't have to account for it.
Yeah.
The Raiders came into this game not with, we're going to just run 7 men at Shedeur. They said, we're going to make Shedeur have to read the field because he's not experienced. And the announcers were saying, I don't understand why they're not running everybody at them like the Ravens did. First of all, they don't have personnel like the Ravens have. And second of all, they wanted to do something that would force a young, inexperienced quarterback to make the mistake that he made in the beginning of the game, which is rather than being patient, but just instead going to your first read. The issue, though, to me, is who starts next game. And it would be, if it were anybody but the moron, Kevin Stefanski, it would be obvious that the answer is that Shedeur should start.
I agree.
But that's not what's going to happen. I guarantee you it'll be that little fucking midget again.
He should never play again.
I mean, you have to open up the field at some point. Now, the thing with Shedeur, here's what he needs to be able to do more of. Occasionally, when he goes back to pass, if there's nothing there, but there's nobody right on top of him, use your legs, get out of bounds, and get 4 yards and call it a day and go on to your next play call. Instead of just waiting back there and waiting and then having to throw the ball away or trying to force it in somewhere. We know that a lot of our plays don't derive open men. We also know that Isaiah Bond can get open down the field and that he has the speed to get that done. You got to keep the defense at least on its toes. You got to keep them in a state of quasi suspense. And with Dylan Gabriel, he's not fast. He's not athletic. He's not accurate. He does not have a touch, and he has no arm strength, which is the reason I'm sure that Stefanski will stay with him, because Stefanski's an idiot, and you got to get rid of him at the end of the year. You saw at the end of this game. I mean, it's like the mistakes that he is presiding over are ridiculous. I mean, committing penalties for no good reason, people who don't know where to line up on plays, that is 100% on the head coach. That's the head that I want. Dylan Gabriel could remain as a backup quarterback, and as long as that's the case, I got no problems. However, I do have problems every week that Kevin Stefanski comes back because he doesn't know how to motivate these players. We're bringing Hammer Time into the studio as well. Hi, Jim. How you doing?
God, the Raiders are ass, aren't they?
Oh, they're so bad.
Oh, they're really bad.
They're
really
really
bad.
I mean, we suck, but God, they're worse.
They are incredibly worse.
At least we have a defense. They have Max Crosby and no one else. It's like, oh my God, they are so ass. It is so bad.
And Max Crosby's out there.
Yeah,
see,
I got my money.
I showed up for the second half. Everything's fine. I'm in California.
For them.
I wish they all could be California girls.
Yeah, he'll get it's just, but they're so ass. Their offensive line is maybe worse than ours. Maybe God, not. Yeah. I find that hard to believe, but they're bad.
When was the last time you saw an offensive lineman run up to the Cleveland Browns quarterback after a touchdown pass and raise him over their head? When was the last time you saw that before it happened today?
Baker in the Jets game.
Yep.
Maybe in the Pittsburgh game where they beat the shit out of them early on and end up holding on. Yeah. It's been at least that long. And then before that, I don't know, BK, maybe. I mean,
Bernie Kosar all the time. Brian Sipe all the time. But this bunch of bozos that we've had at the quarterback position, I mean, it's like if they ran toward Dylan, he'd be like, we don't need shit for talent. What we need is to try to develop something. We need to try to develop something.
The chat room is going to bring up what I was going to bring up. What about that punt on the 4th and 2 on the 20-yard line? Was that some sort of record attempt or something?
Well, no, I'll tell you what it is.
Tell me this Dr. Moo.
It's the problem with Kevin Stefanski. he's got his thumb up his ass, and he cannot change the way he approaches anything. And in his mind, he said, we can actually work on that play to see if we can do a coffin corner kick. I'll guarantee you, if somebody asks him that question, he'll say, we haven't really gotten very many opportunities to do the coffin corner kick, and we wanted to give Bojorquez that opportunity. I'll tell you something else that I can tell you that nobody's talking about, and this is why my program is better than the other shit that's on the internet. Nobody talks about Bojorquez and why his punting average has suddenly dropped as far as distance. And I will tell you it's because he will outkick the incompetent special teams of the Cleveland Browns. And if you notice, his kicks are only 42 yards now. This is the guy who was kicking the ball 60-plus yards for the last couple of years.
Yep. He's been told not to kick it long.
Yep.
That.
And only Kevin Stefanski can come up with that kind of a smelly ass strategy. But again, you're asking me why would you punt on 4th and 2? It's because we have an anally retentive head coach who will never change the way he thinks about anything.
It would be hilarious if the snap had sailed over Bojorquez's head and they ended up getting the ball like on our own 40-yard line, which could have happened.
Hey, Brian. Tommy Rees is calling the plays. You know what that's like? It's like saying, I hate the fucking book Wuthering Heights. Now, I'm not going to say, I could say,
Cliff.
I could say that Kate Bush singing Wuthering Heights kind of drives a nail into my head.
I love that song. Come on.
Oh, man. You
You're
attacking English. You're attacking English culture here. I have to defend it now. Wow, those are icons that you're going after there.
Sounds like Dylan Gabriel trying to sing a song. But we have a guy who is so locked in. And what somebody says, but Tommy Rees is calling the plays, and I mentioned Wuthering Heights because it's like, oh, I hate that book, which I don't, by the way. I have nothing against Emily Bronte. I have nothing against that book. But if I said, I hate that book, and the answer is, well, I'll have a different voice narrate it for you. That's not going to make me like it more. and that's what you have, Brian, with Tommy Rees. It's just a different voice in the headset calling the same shitty plays.
Yeah.
God almighty.
Damn, Jackson Smith and Jigbo, 2 touchdowns. Freaking
he's pretty good.
Wide receiver baby. Holy smoke.
Wow.
1,313 yards already this year. He's on pace. He's on pace for an NFL record of 2,029 yards.
This is a bit off topic, but can somebody explain to me the new overtime rules as to why the Lions get a touchdown and then they still have to play on? What is that all about? Because they were leading 34-27 in overtime, and Jamar Gibbs had like 500 yards, but they scored first on a touchdown, and then the other team got the ball.
Right.
Why? What is the rule now?
The rule now is if you score on a touchdown on the first possession, I was under the impression at one time it was sudden death. And then they said if on first possession you kicked a field goal, then the other team would have a chance.
Yeah.
But
I just pulled it up. And it says, regardless of the first possession's outcome, the other team is guaranteed its own offensive possession. If the score is still tied after both teams have had a possession, then it becomes sudden death. Next team to score wins. So it was that way for a while. where
changed it.
If you got a touchdown, then the game was over. Correct. If you got a field goal, the other team got a chance to play, but they have since changed that. And what year did they change that in? I don't know. What
I think last year.
Doesn't really matter. But anyway, there you go. That is the new overtime rule.
Thank you for clarification.
Well, we got a referee, and it's like asking Gene Steratore what the answer is.
Well, ask the ref, right? You have your resident ref here, so though it's not my sport, but
what they did when they brought Gene Steratore on, when
they don't bring him on anymore, though.
When Cam Thomas hit the quarterback in the thigh, and you end up with that whole scenario. And, then they call the penalty, and which is total bullshit. And they said, we're going to bring Gene Steratore in here now. And what is Gene Steratore going to tell me at this point? And the answer is, well, really, I didn't think that was a penalty at all. I don't know. He hit him in the thigh. I think you got that one right. And, it's like, honestly, I'm not part of this gambling cartel. I'm Gene Steratore. I'm powerless. I'm totally impotent. I will sit here and say something and nobody cares anymore because the voice from the sky, the god of gambling, is the person who's in charge here, not me, Gene Steratore.
Wow.
Unreal.
Oh, I mean, there's been so many weird calls today in various games.
Yeah, and the fact that Samson had the big play, I want to point something out, and I'm not one who will sit there and say, "Oh God, I told you so." But the last thing that I said on the program on Friday was, you have to throw screen passes and balls out on the flat to keep the defense honest. If they're coming in, you hope that first guy misses. And in this case, Dylan Sampson got the ball, and he whoosh. Once he got by that initial little wave, I'm not saying that the Raiders were good, or the Raiders were playing hard enough. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is Dylan Sampson should be in on more plays. That's the first thing. And they're going to get Judkins injured because they just keep running him inside, and everyone's just keying on him. And Dylan Sampson is a weapon when he catches the ball. But there doesn't seem to be anything in Kevin Stefanski's playbook that consistently uses his ability. The first game of the season, he looked great catching the ball out of the backfield. Now I was saying, it kind of reminds me of Duke Johnson, but he's faster. Now you got to see how much faster than Duke Johnson he was, because he outran everybody on the field.
Miles, you got to highlight Big Lurker's comment. Jesus.
Which one?
The last one that I see. I don't know if it's the last one you
have. Okay. Here we go. Was non-committal. He should be committed.
Let's all go down to Berea and just fucking throw them all in some holding cell.
The reason, here's Kevin Stefanski's logic. Only I can really tell you, because I've worked for assholes like him before, and I can tell you what's in his head. Well, I don't want to show the cards in my hand. I'd be less than a good poker player if I were to tell you right now who the starting quarterback is. And it's like, Kevin, nobody is afraid of our offense, you stupid fuck. Nobody sits back there and says, boy, we really got a problem here with the Browns offense.
Buckle down against the Browns offense.
I really wish somebody had hit him with a car so he just have to go home and mend, and we don't have to deal with him anymore. I want him to get fired, but this is what happens. I remember screaming my head off after the 1-15 season.
Yeah,
and say,
we were there.
Get this fucking coach out of here. And they brought him back for an 0-16. Only in Cleveland does this happen. I'd never seen a guy go 1-15 and keep his job. Unbelievable. So this doesn't surprise me. He'll never admit he was wrong.
No.
He'll never admit it. You got to get rid of him and move on. You ask the players in the locker room privately who they trust more at the quarterback position, and I guarantee you, every defensive player, you saw the look on Myles Garrett's face when Shedeur threw the 52-yard bomb to Isaiah Bond. But we're going to start calling him Isaiah Bomb because that's all he does. He runs straight down the field. You saw Myles Garrett like, wow.
It's like, damn, I haven't seen that in years.
Yeah, I've been here for so long. I could break down and cry. You know, you ask every player on the defense, and they'll tell you, Shedeur, because we can score points. And 24 points is enough for this team to win. If we'd scored 24 points a game.
Oh, my God. How many games would we have won?
Exactly right. But there's no way that Dillon Gabriel will ever get that done. And you know something? We didn't do it. We did it with a big punt return in the beginning, but we didn't do it with a pick six. We didn't do it with big fumble recoveries in the end zone or anything like that. They were too big, fucking big dick Ron Jeremy huge cock plays from the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And we don't get that with the little midget. God.
Oh, he never makes that play to Isaiah Bond. That's not even attempted. That never would have happened.
Big Lurkers in the house. It was asked for his process with naming a starting quarterback. I'm always going to take my time and do what's best for the football team. No, you're not.
He's a liar.
He is a liar. And, it's like,
liar.
I'm always just going to take my time. I try to do that when I'm getting blown. But I always come too early. Oh, my. This is what we deal with this coach. I mean, I don't expect him to tell the press what he's going to do. But if Dillon Gabriel, is the next game at home or is it on the road?
It's at home against the 49ers.
All right. If he comes out, if that midget comes out on the field and he's the starting quarterback, I want somebody to storm the sidelines and go after him. Not the midget, Kevin Stefanski. Enough. Just enough of this. Do you want to win or don't you?
I don't think they do.
And I'm not convinced about Shedeur being the ultimate winner. The invincible winner. Pat Benatar. I don't believe that. I mean, you saw the look on Prime, Coach Prime's face. He hasn't looked that happy since he won football games as a college coach. No, he was like, oh, that's my boy. And I told you that's my boy. And it's like, no, what you said, Prime, so we can remind the world is, my son's going to be up there in the top 3. And if a team that's really bad selects him, we may pull a John Elway.
Pull him, yeah.
Yeah. And so we may not, go there. It's like, so he ends up in Cleveland. There you go, Coach Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody in the league passed him over multiple times.
Including the Raiders.
And that's why.
Yeah.
That's why you're going to try to play bully ball with 32 billionaires who own football, who own the networks, who own the commentators, who own the influencers on the internet. You're going to play bully ball with them when you don't have all of your toes? Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. It doesn't work that way. So they made him pay. They made his son pay by letting him do the precipitous drop. So I don't know do I know that he's good? No, I don't know that.
None of us know that.
And the interception he threw scared the hell out of me because that was right out of the Jameis Winston playbook. It was like, I didn't see all 3 of them there. It's like, all righty then. That was bad. And I'm watching his eyes and, he needs time to gestate, SAT word, on the football field. And he needs to get the pace, the tempo, and the speed of the game, then I'll have a better answer for you. But he's got a more accurate throwing arm, a stronger throwing arm, and let's see, give him 6 games, or just give him the rest of the games, and I'll be able to compare what he does with Dylan, because we played a bad team today.
Oh, man.
Really bad team.
Meanwhile, Cavaliers are hanging on here in the third quarter, up by 1.
Yeah, there you go. They don't have any of their players.
Well, Proctor's looking good. But anyway, I digress. Carry on. Sorry.
Again, I think Kevin manipulates Sanders' numbers by just forcing him to play this terrible offense. That's what I think. It took those 2 big plays to even have a chance to get up to 200 yards in passing.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's nobody open down the field, and it's a shame because could you imagine, first of all, Jerry Jeudy should never play again in a Browns uniform.
Oh, as far as I'm concerned, that guy should be parking cars in the lot. That was the
I believe he's a dishonest man and that he sold his soul to gamblers. I really believe that.
If he was parking cars in the lot, he would probably drop the little flags that they use to guide people in. So
I think what he did was intentional. I'm sorry.
I think you're right. I think it just immediately I posted something that was like a Class A Ortiz move. I'm like, that just is so.
It didn't look normal.
I thought he got hurt.
Yeah.
I honestly thought he was hurt because he stopped.
He did like a hop step.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. It was like, I thought Achilles, lower legs, ankle, something like that. Hamstring, maybe even, fall down, get out of bounds. No, and he's standing there like, oh my God.
Oh,
Cowboys. He's laughing on the bench. I'm like, I want somebody to go over and punch him in the throat.
Well, he needs a code red, Yeah, he ordered the code red. Cowboys just beat the Eagles.
At least Class A, if he started out the game by throwing a pitch outside and in the dirt or whatever, it's like I wouldn't think, the fix is in. But when I saw that play, I know this.
Yeah.
You ain't going to change my mind. You ain't going to change my mind. It made no sense. He had more room to run on the outside. He could have gotten an additional 6 or 7 yards after the catch. Who goes from being full stride to literally stopping and holding the ball out?
I think it's smacked.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, done. I'm done with him. He's a dishonest player, a dirty player, but not like the Steelers like. He's dirty to his own team. He is a child of the gambling culture. It makes no other sense to me. And if you show me the play 6 more times, it'll make 6 times less sense. It made no sense at all. Let's bring, there's 2 Pat Seagramsons. Hey, Pat, how you doing?
The Eagles blew a 21-0 lead, but they have.
Oh yeah, to the Cowboys. It'll be the biggest comeback in Cowboys history.
That's like a gambler 1-2.
I don't know what's up with Pat Seagramson, but whatever it is, he is not responding.
There's a doggy.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to kick guest.
Maybe he's on his Android.
I'm trying because there's 2 instances of him, but no, I can't even unmute his mic. I'm sorry, Pat, because I like you, but I'll keep you down here. But there's
Cavs are now up by 7. They've come back.
Well, at least Kenny Atkinson, for brief moments in time, has the ear of his team. Kevin Stefanski does not have the ear of his team, and I just want these guys who are playing their ass off on defense. Myles Garrett is having a magnificent season, and he made the play at the end, and it wasn't, a sack, but it was something that stop them dead in their tracks because he tripped somebody up. And let's go back to Pat and see. Are you there, Pat?
Hey guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Well, I'm just sitting back and enjoying a very Illuminati-esque win that we got there. Thank you, White Hand.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I have total distrust of this whole thing, and a bass player saying, what if we go 6-0 from here? It's not going to happen.
Not eliminated.
Well, he's been hitting the maker's mark, so good for you. Good for you, buddy. Keep drinking.
I think all of us would just, it would be like taking a large log and shoving it up Kevin Stefanski's ass.
The thing is, though, the division is up for grabs. God damn it! I mean,
if you want to call it that, these teams are terrible.
We're all ass.
Yeah, I mean, they should let somebody else. I saw that Seattle's 8-3 and they're on the outside. That's not fair. Yeah. That's not fair. And they got to look at that because they're rewarding a lousy division where people, have lousy players and they can't score. They have lousy quarterbacks. Mason Rudolph, isn't he a real
Freddie Mercury?
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury.
Except I'm not a champion, my friends. Yeah, what a piece of shit, racist asshole.
Hey, Moo, I will say, despite all the ridiculous shit that's going on, like you said, and the mistrust in the NFL and all the shady shit that's going on with Judy and that's true. And then at the same time, I look at all these teams at face value, and I'm like, this is probably the most parity that the NFL has ever had.
The viewership, of the NBA, Pat, is record. And the reason is you look that all teams are hovering real close to 500 and with the exception of the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Detroit Pistons, everybody else is bunched down with 6, 7, 8 losses and are just nigglingly close to 500. And parity, I think parity is good if let me put it this way. You go into a steakhouse and you order a steak, all right? And I'm a cow and I shouldn't be talking about this.
Cannibal.
But, parity is not good if the steak you're comparing to the next steak, if they all are terrible and tough and you can't chew them and swallow them, all right? Equality is that we put out a quality product and so that fans feel that their teams have a chance to make it, not because other teams get old and decrepit or that gamblers control the flow of the game or that referees make ridiculous decisions and change the outcome of games. Somebody has to be better than somebody else. And, it's not honest. It's just not honest. And I don't know. Yeah, and it's funny. Bozo brings up a good point. No, I'm not calling you. Yeah, that's your name. They used to say that Mayfield was too short, and he still gets a lot of passes batted down. But they said he was 6'1". What he really is, I don't know. But
he's 6'1" with that fourth pair of socks on. Okay.
Yeah, but he does have a strong arm.
I can be shorter. I can be shorter. I have lifts in here.
But a strong arm is definitely the case. Baker Mayfield always had a cannon. He had a gun.
Better arm than Whedon.
Was Drew Brees 5'11", 6 foot?
Yeah, he's not very tall either.
Yeah. But we put up with Gabriel.
One guy. They're like, oh yeah, well, Tom Brady was a 7th round draft pick. Yeah, the only dude other than Brock Purdy who's been a late draft pick who's started for any length of time. He's an anomaly.
Aberration, Moo.
Exactly.
Hey,
it's
Moo,
nothing but
he's
an aberration. I want to say something. I'm Spinner Dave, and I'm no longer on the program. And you know why? Because
I'm an aberration.
I'm an aberration, and I'm an abortion because I don't support my children. All right. Nothing personal.
To jail for that shit, man.
Yeah, he did go to jail.
Naquan Tomlin just got some free throws.
Hey,
that's the first.
Who are these fucking guys?
Did he hit the rim?
Oh, he actually made one.
If it were Mobley, it would go clank.
Yeah,
there you go. There's a score.
Hey, it's a W. I don't know that we really want them. We just keep sliding down in the draft, but we're going to screw that up anyway. So,
wow.
Actually, we won't. We'll end up picking some defensive linemen.
It says the worst team was the Jets, and Dillian lost. You old fart.
I can't even see that message.
Well, you are an old fart, so I guess you got that.
Yeah, we can't.
Oh, we all are.
I don't understand. Who's referring to who is? What's your name again? At P. Wild TV. I don't know you. Even if I met you yesterday, I wouldn't know you because I wouldn't remember. And partially because you're not at all memorable, but the other is because I'm so old. You hurt me. You hurt me to my heart. Yeah.
Oh, that looks... Oh, I'm watching the red zone touchdowns. It's always hilarious. Oof.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm sure you guys talked about this enough in that first half. When I saw that play live, my first thought was, number one, what the fuck was that guy thinking in terms of showboating and taking that ball up and just kind of like doing that little nonchalant little like, oh yeah, I'm gonna run past you. It's like, no, he was so far like inbounds to do that.
Yeah.
And he's had all that room in front of him. What the fuck was that? Like, you know what? You know what? No wonder Illuminati comes out of your mouth at that point, Lou, because that was fucking Illuminati. Fuck that dude.
There could be no logical explanation, and I don't understand why they don't put him in front of the press and say, explain why you did this. I don't want to find out 3 years from now that Jerry Jeudy was involved in a gambling cartel. I don't want to find that out. I mean, let's get him now. Put him in front of the press and explain. And, because Kevin Stefanski, who's in on the whole thing anyway, will sit there and say, well, we try to get our players to have their heads in the game. And I can't say what he was thinking, but he's just got to be better. I don't know.
Well, be better.
If you keep doing that shit, then you end up just like Terry Rozier. So continue doing that bullshit.
Yeah. I just you lose faith when you see something like that. I mean, he was so wide open, and Shedeur threw such a nice soft pass to him, and it was like he intentionally fucked it up. That there's just no other explanation for it.
Yeah.
He's a fucking loser. Just get him off the scene.
Yeah, it's and Myles Garrett is the best. He's the best at his position, and I don't think there's anybody who should question that at this point. But it's really difficult to keep playing for a team that does not win. And I know how happy he is that his team won today. And I know that the players are going to, on the defense, are going to support Shedeur. And if Dylan Gabriel comes out to start this next game at home, I guarantee you the defense will give up 30 points. They will just not play. That is my belief. There will be an absolute, nope, we're not doing this anymore.
I love when the brief moment they showed the owner's suite, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And the just loneliness there was in that suite with
Haslam and his son.
With Haslam and Barry and what's
JJ, son-in-law.
The exact Haslam's son-in-law or whatever.
I really wish that I had the ability to capture that and then AI it and just have, somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene going down on him or something while he's pecking away on his phone. I mean, Jimmy Haslam wasn't even there. He wasn't present. He doesn't care. He's just
he was on his phone or something.
He's checking his bank account. He's checking how much money he made in the market today. I mean, he doesn't care.
He's waiting for
Big Lurker is back. Sanders on how he felt in his first NFL start. I'm not going to lie. I felt very relaxed. Half of that coming from preparing, studying, and knowing that I've got God on my side. I've got God on my side. It's like what he's taking Jameis Winston lessons. I wonder if you talk to Jameis after this last game that they lost today, which they had to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory, if it was God's will that the Giants lost again. The fact that he's got God on his side, that God is not on your side. Let me explain to you, Shador. You are on God's side. There is no Shador side. There is God's side. If you want to say that there is this all-powerful being, God bless you. But believe me, he's not on your side. You're on his side. And he can make you realize that in a matter of moments. Just remember, but that's he felt very relaxed. It was probably because of the diazepam he took before the game. What do I know? Did he look nervous to me? No, I don't think that he was nervous. The only thing I saw that was done with Shador was they rolled him out more. That was the only thing in the playbook that I saw that was really radically different, is that when he would fake the handoff and play action, he would roll to his right, to his throwing side to be able to, that's how he made the big play. But there were several other plays that the same way that he would, buy himself more time by getting out of the pocket, which will tell you about the offensive line. But that's what I noticed. He's not on, God's not on your side. Stop that kind of silly talk. Oh, look at this. Cavs are up 92-79.
Yeah, it's even more now. 97-79 right now.
What in the hell happened?
The Clippers.
They're old. They're very old.
The Clippers.
They're old.
It's like the Raiders. Similar thing. The Clippers.
They're old.
I mean, we've averaged 30 points a quarter with that lineup?
Well, it's the bench have fuck all.
27.5 maybe, 27.
But Nance is looking absolute ass. I mean, he just got cooked by Leonard like a few minutes ago.
Look, I've said over and over again.
I know you love Larry Nance.
I really do, and it's not anything that is of a personal nature as far as my interaction with him. I've never met him. I've never spoken to him. He did something for a friend of mine that he didn't have to do. And he gave money to a friend of mine who unfortunately passed away this past year. And he did that out of the goodness of his heart. And I don't forget things like that. And that is why I want to say to Larry Nance, you can see when he's out there, his legs hurting him. He's doing the best he can do. But at 36 years of age, and the growth spurt that he had coming out of high school, going into college, that his body wasn't prepared for. He's been injury prone and had so many injuries. Richard Jefferson called it quits at about the same age when he lost his verticality. This is an opportunity to keep him as a great teammate and a great person on the bench, but I don't see him really being able to do anything productive, at this level any longer. just because of attrition. It has nothing to do with what his skill set was 5 years ago. It is just the attrition of what happens to the human body. Look at all the injuries throughout the NBA. This, 100 possession per game breakneck pace is going to cripple this league. It's going to cripple the players.
They are. The point average. That's something I like to see. What's the average points per game over the last several years? Because it certainly continued to go up.
And this is more from Big Lurker from Shadur. Everybody starts in different places. Just because I didn't get summer reps for me to be prepared to go out there and execute, that's how life is. A lot of people wanted to see me fail. Yeah. Can you say Satan? Somebody, there's only one person who could make him fail. Good God. But he better keep his mouth shut, or else we're going to be stuck with the midget forever.
Now the officiating might get worse with those comments.
So here's a good stat. So we'll just do the last 10 years, going back to the 2015 season. Oh, actually, if we want to go back to 2014, we can do that as well. And then, of course, this includes COVID, but 2014 season, it was 100.0, went to 102.7, 105.6, 106.3. It's continued to climb. It is currently at 117.1.
Yeah, that's mental.
That is a lot.
Well, the thing is, you have a guy who in another era, Evan Mobley, who would be one of the great defensive players, and you're running up and down like a wild banshee up and down the floor, and it's really hard to get your feet set into a defensive position to have the same kind of impact. And if you see these long rebounds that are going out, balls hitting the floor, and players not being able to get to them. And
and the other thing is shooting percentage has gone way up. Field goal attempts went from basically 83 in 2014 to currently 89.2 in a game. Of course, we know 3 points have gone up considerably. 3-point attempts in 2015 were 24.1. Actually, in 2014, they were 22.4. It's currently 37.3.
Yeah, it's going to be about 40.
The game is completely changed. It's it's an inside out game. I mean,
I just love, you're just a hater, you old fart. It's like, yes, in this instance, yes. Yeah, I think that you're absolutely foolish. Euclid Curtis saying, what's diazepam? Oh, boy.
Well, you've never been in pain before, have you, mate?
You might have heard it called Valium. You might have heard it referenced as Mother's Little Helper. It's just a drug that is there's a lot of things that it's used for, but it really brings down like people who are like, oh, I'm so nervous, it'll bring them down. It's a downer.
It brings you down to my level, God damn it.
Like muscle relaxant city, like rubber ducky, you're so fine. Yeah, that's what diazepam is. But don't rush out and ask your doctor for it. You didn't hear it from me.
Yeah, it's a restricted drug in every country.
Thank you, Smooth 5773. At least somebody doesn't think that I'm a hater. I just tell
Of course you are. We all are.
No, I just have strong opinions about things. And when somebody's throwing a game in front of my face, in a game the team had a perfect chance to win with a young man who's trying to start a career for himself, let's give him a chance. I just don't, he doesn't need his own teammates selling out.
No.
That was a straight what the fuck moment. I mean, there's just no getting around it. It made no sense in the scheme of things. Everybody else seems like they're trying, and he stopped on the play.
He might as well
whistle or like, what the heck?
He wasn't even ingenious in the way that he went about
the ball back to somebody for no reason. I mean,
Well, like Emmanuel Classe is like, well, you know,
if it was
I throw the ball outside the strike zone, it happened. I held on to ball. It is that slider I throw, and it go, and I held on too long. It go low, and it go outside. You know, it's like he has a plausible explanation. There's no plausible explanation what Jerry Jeudy did.
All right,
there is none.
Well, let's ask John Madden how he diagrammed that one.
Yeah. Well, you can see right here, boom, he's wide open. And Shador sees him and throws, boom, right on the numbers. And he starts heading up, Jerry Jeudy, up the sidelines. You can see I'm marking this up. He could go this way. He could go this way.
Go that way. He go that way. Turducken.
Turducken. It's that time of the year, isn't it? He decided to go nowhere. Boom. Tough acting, acting.
I will say the best thing that happened about this game today was the fact that it was not on local TV here in Columbus.
Yeah,
it wasn't on anywhere.
Which actually made me end up going out to a bar. Ooh. And right before the end of the game, a guy came down and sat next to me at the bar, and he happened to be a Raiders fan. And I made a comment about, how did you end up becoming a Raiders fan? Are you from Columbus? And he says, no, I'm from Youngstown. Wow. And all of a sudden, I'm a Youngstown guy originally.
Yeah, you are.
Turns out my guy here has a restaurant right down the street that has Briar Hill style pizza and meatball. I'm like, Youngstown style food. I'm like, and he's got Stroh's and Black Labels. And I'm like, that was the best thing that happened to me today. I am in hog heaven. I haven't gone to this guy's restaurant yet. So let's do this.
Where is this? I don't think I'm far from you.
I'm in Dublin, so.
Yeah, I'm in Delaware.
Okay, there you go. Well, this guy's right downtown Dublin. It's called something Jimmy's. The Meatball Mafia is his food. So anyway, that's a plug for all 20 people, most of whom
wait, say it again.
It's called Missing Jimmy's, and it's in downtown Dublin. But the restaurant part of it, the menu is called Meatball Mafia, and I guess they have a place in Hilliard too. So,
all right, Missing Jim. Okay, I'll find it.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, when you go into people, is it like, now this is a fucking meatball here, right here in my trousers.
Right here, my trousers.
I mean, I love the fact that their menu is like, it's like. Uncle Junior, Tom Hagen, Nicky Santoro, wartime consigliere, a Bada Boom, a heated Sonny. Yeah, it's got all those kind of stand-up guy, a Jim Trafficant.
DG, my people.
James Trafficant is a pesto pasta salad topped with 2 handmade beef meatballs and hot sauce. Homage to our food truck days. There you go.
You got your Italians and Irish that are running that.
It makes me wish that I watched the game. But, I have my duty here. When the Browns win, it's such a rare occasion,
There you go.
But it is good to see DG in the chat room. I'm saying DG doesn't come on the air and not come on the air like, oh God. I'm not suggesting something lewd, but that he doesn't appear on the program anymore. I'd love to hear his voice again, My people.
You need a little DG,
old school Moohead.
Old
school Moohead.
Yeah, bring back Ziffles and
the Piglet Ziffles. Yeah.
Bring back Piglet.
Absolutely. I still communicate with Wiley Fox, and he's, some of the old gang's still around. They get older, and they got responsibilities, and this is irresponsibility.
Use a computer. That's
Well, nobody's got shit to talk about the Browns anymore because they are what they are. Any fun predictions for college football playoffs?
Oh no!
Any entries or any?
I just want to see the Ohio State Michigan game before I say shit.
Yeah, I just want to see a W this week. That's all I can say.
As a lurker Notre Dame fan, I am actually I actually do want Ohio State to win it all. I'm good with that. And then I'm good with our current position right now too, because I actually would rather play Ohio State early rather than late if I have to. So if it's like current, like now that we're going to play Oklahoma, and if somehow we win Oklahoma,
then there's Dick Vitale. Dick Vitale loves Notre Dame, just like you do. He loves, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get some of that liquid gold and put it on my penis, baby. And I'm going to have my dick out, and I'm going to be watching the Irish.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know it's a scary thought. It's a really scary thought, and it's not something I don't like to put these images in people's heads, but it's anybody who's watched this program for 24 years. I mean, you have to understand that we're in a very frivolous kind of mood because we actually won a football game.
Won our game for November. We've got our November win. So we've had a September win. We've had an October win. We've had
we have nothing else to talk about.
So we got to get that December win yet. And then we got our.
There are opportunities for a December win. We got some
definitely opportunities.
We got some potential crappy teams out there. So yeah.
I just want Shedeur to get another opportunity to get his feet wet more and to see if he can get a little momentum. Let him play in the home stadium when he's prepared. And let him, and they're learning what he does, and Kevin will do the opposite thing to make him look bad. But Shedeur will be here next year, and Kevin Stefanski will not.
Can I make a comment about how awesome the atmosphere was in that Allegiant Stadium? There's like 5 Raiders fans, like the one guy that looks like Darth Vader and a couple other people, and that was it. That had to be like the world's quietest stadium. I've seen louder games in London. I've been in London games that were louder than that.
Can you imagine being in Vegas and you're sitting there going, I moved here because this place is just like
on the up.
Excitement. This is the excitement capital where everything goes down. And it's like, we lost to Cleveland. They say
then
that
they're getting the A's, so it ain't getting any better either. So,
but the ultimate losers are in Las Vegas. They tell you about the ultimate winners, but the majority of people who are in Vegas lose. So I think maybe it's attributable to that.
A lot of margins are getting any better for those casinos right now. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to get out of here because I got to eat my dinner and spend
about 4 minutes left of the Cavs. They're up by 11. So
tightening up a little bit.
I don't know. I think,
But I want to eat my dinner with my wife and spend a little time with her because it's been a real upside down day because I did all of my exercise work and that earlier in the day. And then it was like, having to get in there and watch the football game and then do a late post-game show. So let me get out of here. Hey, it was good seeing that you're still with us and amongst the living, DG. And sometime come back and get on the air with us. And Big Lurker, thank you. I always appreciate all the people who have supported the program for a long time. And oh, wait a minute. Evan Mobley throws the hammer down.
My knees, Serena.
So, Austin, what did you think about this game? I was thinking about my knee. I would be able to do all the things that Evan Mobley's doing.
I scored 70 points in the game. Notre Dame.
63 points in a game against Ohio University. And you know something? That was because I had knees.
Does he mention that more often than Rick Manning mentions about Lynn Barker's perfect game?
No. That was the only good thing that ever happened to Rick Manning in baseball. Are you kidding me?
Well, 3.5 minutes to go for the Cavs. So hang on.
Rubber City, it's you. Hello. All right, I'm getting out of here, guys. Hammer, thanks a lot. I appreciate your presence. Pat, may the Illuminati live on forever. And of course, Moose, you're the man, Moose. What can I tell you?
No, you can't. You can't tell me anything.
All right, everybody. So
rivalry.
Rivalry. Wow, I can't say it either.
Yeah. Why will
we is such a difficult word.
Elmer Fudd. Rivalry.
Probably all those drinks I had at the bar.
The Illuminati will allow the Irish to continue to be in the CFP for all ages. Go Irish.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back again tomorrow on the Victory Monday show, something we haven't seen lately.
Happens once a month.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, hasta la vista, Pastor Heads. We won. Good night.
Good night.